He's the best player you played with at
Each club.
each club.
Well, I guess apart from myself, Terry.
Sweet.
I don't know. I've been, again, lucky to play alongside some great players. I think at the Bronx, I would have to say Darren Lockyer. He was a special player. At the Titans, I'd have to say Preste. He was so inspirational and such like a wonderful man. He'd take his own shirt off to give to somebody. He's that type of guy. At the West Tigers, I'd have to say Benji Marshall.
Benji.
Yeah. And then where was I? Cowboys. I was only young back then, but the one guy that really caught my eye in regards to the way he approached the game and his professionalism was Tim Brasher. You could really see that he was a step above everybody else. And yeah, Timmy Brasher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some absolute legends of the game. And you mentioned when you played for the Indigenous All-Stars, it was a real pleasure to play with Nathan Merritt. What was it about his style of play that you really liked?
I just loved the freestyle, like the speed and his ability to do anything with the footy, you know, the chip and chase. But just to see and to see what he did for the Bunnies. He obviously got his chance to play for New South Wales. I think he played 1 or 2 games for them, but I think more so just the people. You know, he's a really good guy. So just to have the opportunity to play alongside him, and let's be honest, like the team we had, the talent we had in the Indigenous All Stars, I think you'd be pretty happy to play alongside any one of those. But for me, the one that stood out was Nathan Merritt. Yeah.
My favourite player ever is Matty Bowen. So watching him play with you guys.
Yeah, I think he's still playing. I've had some more chances to play.
Isn't he a coach in Melbourne?
I think he was doing a bit of coaching. He's just pretty much started his own Matty Bowen Academy. So he's working with young kids, helping them develop their game. So he's doing some good things. So it's great to see.
Teaching kids how to sidestep 5 people at once.
I think he's blessed with that gene, isn't he? He's one out of the box. But yeah, he certainly he was one of my favourite players back when I played, and now my favourite player is Kalen Ponga. So I'm not too sure if I've answered a question there, have I?
Yeah, how often do you go to the gym?
I'm going to answer that with a question. How often do you think I go to the gym? Not very often. No, I try to do a workout, once a day. I mean, in terms of lifting heavy weights, that I guess that time's over now. I'm not having to tackle 110, 120 kilo blokes now. So I do. Have you heard of F45? A bit of a cardio base.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, it keeps you fit, keeps the weight down, and I try to stay away from the heavy weights now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't want to get too big, Michael. This is a size medium. I don't want to stretch it. That is true.
All right. Speaking of your fitness regime, now, Scotty, this is your time to shine. Scotty H, that is. So we did some research and we found that you went on Ninja Warrior a couple of years ago.
Oh, wow. Where'd you get this footage from?
So, we did our journalistic due diligence. So, Scotty, do you want to ask Scotty Prince what happened there with Ninja Warrior?
What happened there? Nothing happened there. It was very poor. As we just sort of touched on with Terry, I only do F45. I've never been on a ninja course in my whole life.
You would have felt that.
Yeah, it was the only time I touched the monkey bars when I was about 10. All right, so just talking, 20 odd years later.
Can you touch the monkey?
No, I can't even swing off the monkey bar. That's how hopeless I am.
You better not swing off the monkey bar.
And I went on the Ninja Warrior first time I was down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I got through the steps at the start, and then I jumped on this. The next course was obstacle was the flying butterfly. I was able to jump across to the butterfly and it swivels. And as I tried to jump across to grab this rope, to swing my way to the platform, slipped, fell in the water.
Oh, that's it.
And that water's like -2. Who's the host? What's his name? The cricketer?
Andrew Flintoff?
Yeah, Flintoff. Yeah, he interviewed me after and he said, that's the worst I've seen on this show. So I'm very happy that it didn't go air. It wasn't aired to the people of Australia, but I think you can find the run somewhere.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, we found it. I got to admit, Scotty, we had a bit of a laugh.
Oh, it was terrible, wasn't it? Did you watch it, Terry?
Yeah. Would you?
Bringing that up, Scotty. That's awesome.
Would you consider going again?
No.
Next question. Scotty, you wanted to ask Scotty Prince who his hero was when he was growing up.
Yeah, who hero?
My hero growing up, first was obviously my old man, my dad, growing up, and then as sporting stars, I loved Michael Jordan. I loved the basketball.
Jordan.
So Michael Jordan from a basketball aspect.
NBA.
NBA,
yeah.
that's correct. And then from footy, I used to love watching the Johns brothers play. I was
Matthew and Andrew John.
you know your footy. Gee whiz.
Yeah,
So I love watching Newcastle, especially that '97 season. The way the Johns brothers played, with a very talented footy team in Newcastle. Yeah, I always hoped that I wanted to be like that when I grew up.
I watched that game recently, and one thing that really struck me, that grand final, and Manly were playing so direct, and all of a sudden you have these Johns brothers both throwing like 25-metre passes across the field, go bang bang to the centre.
Yeah.
Just a different style of play at that time.
Yeah, it was. It was. They used the footy quite well, and I just loved how talented they were back then. And he's probably still got the talent now. I think he does a bit of coaching with some NRL clubs, Joey and Matthew.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah,
Did you
very
ever
knowledgeable of the game.
Did you ever get the chance to play with either of those guys?
No, I had the chance. It was in 05. I made the Australian team. We were going to go on tour, or we did go on tour, but he hurt his knee. Joey hurt his knee, so missed the opportunity. Yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame.
I would have been playing alongside my idol. What about that? Crazy. Just like being on here next to you, Terry. Hey, Michael.
You've started something now.
Now we have 1.5, mate.
All right, Scotty. Your next question was how did Scotty Prince get into footy?
Footy.
How did I get into footy? Okay, so back home in Mount Isa, I grew up in Mount Isa. Like rugby league's a big part of the community. All my uncles played, my dad played, and I went down to the local footy field, and the local club was Townies Lions. So I went down there at the age of 5. My brother started off before I did, and they said, no, you have to come back. We can't play it because you're 5. I have to come back another year, which I started when I was 6 years old. So that's how I sort of got into it, and then just loved it ever since. So I enjoy playing a lot of sports like basketball, touch footy, but rugby league was definitely the number one pick. So
Mount Isa is a bit of a league town, isn't it?
yeah, it is. Yeah, so back in the day, they used to have this competition called the Footy Shield.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it, yeah.
Which was played against Mount Isa, Cairns, Townsville, Burdekin, which is just there at south of Townsville. Yeah. And that was my ultimate dream, was to represent my hometown and play in the Footy Shield. But as I got older, that competition started to fold, and then I got picked up by the Cowboys and moved across to Townsville at the age of 15, where I started, finishing my high school over there, and that's when my career kicked off in first year of high school.
There's a few fairly handy players that have played Footy Shield in the past. I think Wendell Saylor played for Serena Mackay.
Yeah, he would have been Mackay, yeah.
Yeah, he was one of those big names. My dad used to coach in Townsville, and he used to hate Wendell Saylor because he was so good. Yeah. He used to coach against him.
So did you go to school in Townsville?
Only until grade 1, then I moved. I moved down here, but I held on to the Cowboys.
Yeah, nice, very good.
Scotty H, do you want to ask Scotty Prince how he went playing for Valleys this year?
Yeah.
I've been playing all right. You'd be very surprised. At the ripe old age of 40, I've been back playing. The Valleys finished with the minor premiership this year. So 10 rounds have now gone and been. So this week's the start of the final. So being the top 2 teams, we missed the first week of the finals, and we play the winner next week against either West or Pine Rivers. Yeah, no, we're going all right. I'm really enjoying it. I've got a young team. I think they're half my age, so most of them can be my sons. So that's how old I am. All right.
Yeah, right. So
Michael doesn't like that story as well. Wow, I'm trying to keep him away. Come on, Mike.
Stop yawning, Michael.
But no, I've had a really good time. But it's certainly not over. The job's not finished yet. So we've got a couple of big games to come up. We've got a major semi-final next week, and if we're able to beat either West or Pine Rivers, we'll make that grand final, and we'll see how we go.
Great. Well, congrats on the season so far.
Yeah, congratulations.
You playing halfback?
Yeah, playing halfback. Yeah, got the chance to don the number 7 on for the Valleys, and I didn't really realise, but obviously the Valleys are a really prestigious club, and they've had some really good players go through that club. The one that stands out for me is obviously Wally Lewis. So to get the opportunity to wear that jersey and represent the Valley diehards is a bit of a special moment for me.
We saw the I think it was on 9 News, the thing that you did with Wally Lewis talking about that, and you can see that he had a bit of a sparkle in his eye talking about the old club. So
yeah, I mean he was part of that there. I think premiership in I think it might have been
late 70s.
Yeah, something like that. So you could tell that when you win a premiership with any club, you just sort of hold that close to your heart, and I think it's more even the players you play alongside. So the good thing about Valley is that those old boys still are in touch with the footy club. They help out, assist, raise money for the club and the juniors. So yeah, it's got a really good vibe.
That's cool.